Hello there, Crystal from the SimplyWise team. In today's video, we're going to walk through how to create an invoice. When you get started and you'll land on your home screen within your Estimator app, you want to tap the blue Create button, and then you can tap Invoice. There's two different ways that you can create an invoice. We will start with the first one from Estimate, and this will allow us to select the estimate that we're going to base the invoice on. Okay, so once you see the select estimate screen, it's going to show you estimates that are available with your most recent at the top. We're going to select the first one, and it's going to give us the option to customize our invoice. It's going to give us two different options. We can select the one that works best for us. You'll see the first box on the upper left, all line items highlighted in blue. That is going to give the breakdown of all of the line items. So if you have a long estimate, it's going to be a long invoice. It's going to show all of those details. If you want to include just a summary of the estimate in invoice format, you would select the second option at the top, and this is going to give you a breakdown of your labor and your materials. So it'll give you the title of it, and then it'll give you a brief description and then the total there. I'm going to go with all line items here. And once I have that selected, I'm going to tap next, and this is going to take us to our create invoice screen. On this screen, it's going to give you your issue date, your due date, your invoice number, your client, your items, your payment methods, the option to add fields, and then the totals at the bottom. So scrolling back up, the issue date is going to generate the day that you issue it. So today's date. You can change this. You would simply tap on that field, scroll to the date that you need, and tap done. The due date is also the same. You can tap in that. You can select the date that's due. Once you have that selected, tap done. Your invoice number will generate there, but you can change that by simply tapping into that field, making those changes, and tapping save. Client information was pulled from the estimate. If you need to make changes, you would simply tap on the client there. And then once you tap the three little dots on the upper right, you can change it, you can edit, and then you can also remove it. Okay. Line items is going to be listed under the items section. You can scroll through and review that if you want. If you want to minimize it, just tap the little arrow. Your payment methods are going to let your client know the forms of payment that you have. So you can set this up in the menu, or you can also add it here. Mine has been already set up, so it's going to show those available payment methods. If you don't have anything set up, then you can tap add payment method, and then you'll get a long list of items that you can select there, and you can add that to it. I will say that we will walk through this in another video, but we now integrate with Stripe, so you can actually connect your Stripe account to your Cost Estimator app to collect payment there, and we do not charge any processing fees, which is a nice savings. If you want to set it up, you can set it up in the main menu, which we'll go through in another video, or you can tap activate online payments, and then this will allow you to set it up. I had started setting it up, so it's prompting me to finish that. So I would simply tap finish setup or not now. At the bottom, it allows you to select the payment terms. You can select full amount due, deposit. You can enter that deposit information, and then also a payment schedule. Right? So if you tap in a payment schedule, then you would select a flat amount. Let's say we want to take, let's see, we want a $10,000 payment. We want to collect at least $10,000 on this one. So we would enter that in there. You can add more payment schedule, the fee schedule there as needed, but for right now, we'll leave that as is. If we made a mistake and want to change that, we would simply tap the delete button there, and we can leave it on full amount. Remember, this estimate due date will show up, and this full amount will show up. So this lets the client know that it's due from 30 days from today in the full amount. Okay. Below that is add field. Here you have quite a few options. If you want to add attachments, edit photos, if you want to do deposit, you can add a deposit there. You would just let them know what that is. Let's say we want a $12,000 deposit there, and that's due today. right? We also, let's say we want to add in notes. If you want to include the notes, which pulls from the project description that was when you were creating the estimate, you can also do that. Most people don't include that in there though, but you can. It's totally up to you. And then also you can add in disclaimer. So if you have, payments not made within 24 hours of the deposit date or the due date, then project, is stopped or canceled. Whatever the verbiage that you have, you can add that there. You can also, and just tapped on the tax there, which is great that it popped up, because you can add your tax percentage here. So wherever the state tax is, or if you have multiple taxes, you can add those together and add that in there quickly. Okay. So this will allow you to create it. Once everything is set up the way that you want it, you would simply tap next. We want to make sure that the folder where we want it saved is selected and tap save. And here it's going to bring you to your invoice screen. So this is what the information that's going to be listed. It's listed as unpaid. You'll see that on the upper right hand corner there, because you haven't collected any payment on it yet. But it does show all of the details there. On the payment screen, this is set up in here because we had set up a couple of different payments, but let's say we don't need these. We can delete these out of here, and then we can add at the bottom. So let's say our client did make a payment to us, then we can go in, type in the amount, the due date, the payment method. You can change that there. Any notes that you need, and then tap add payment. Once that's paid, then you can simply mark as paid, and then it'll prompt you to set up your review link if you want to. We're going to tap not now, and then we're going to tap on preview. So preview is going to give us the preview of what your client will see. You'll see your logo at the top, your information, the client information, and then the rest of the details there. Because we've marked this paid, it says send receipt, but if we tap back into it, we can remove that. Go back over here into the preview tab once again. And then you see at the bottom it says send invoice. So we remove the payment, and it reverts it back to send invoice. Once your payment is made in full, then you can send the receipt to them. And you would simply tap send invoice, tap other sharing options, and then you can send that directly from your email app. So pretty quick process. Just depends. You just need to make sure that you are ready to either send either line items or the summary format. And once you have that decided, the rest is pretty quick. Okay. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video.